Analysis of the 2024 U.S. presidential election prospects. Prediction markets indicate declining odds for Trump. According to economist Justin Wolfers, the odds of Trump winning on the cryptocurrency prediction market Polymarket have decreased from 66% on October 30 to the current 54%, raising speculation about the diminishing influence of Trump supporters. The federally regulated prediction market, Kalshi, also shows a drop in Trump's winning probability, from 64% to 52%. This may reflect changes in the latest polling data, or a weakening of the influence of whale investors who previously supported Trump. 2. Investors taking a cautious wait-and-see approach. Renowned economist Mohamed El-Erian notes that many investors are adopting a wait-and-see stance due to numerous uncertainties, including the outcomes of the presidential and congressional elections. He is concerned about a potential disconnect between the elected president's policy commitments and actual implementation. Additionally, El-Erian points out the deteriorating fiscal situation in the U.S., with debt reaching 120% of GDP, indicating that whoever wins, the next president will need to find ways to control deficits and debt. 3. Impact of election results on economic policy. Trump's economic policies, particularly his stance on tariffs and tax cuts, have been a focal point of concern. Analysts predict that if Trump is re-elected, it could lead to further inflation and deficits, whereas Harris's policies might be relatively moderate. Furthermore, Trump's election could negatively impact emerging market stocks. In summary, the outcome of the 2024 U.S. presidential election remains highly uncertain, and investors are maintaining a cautious attitude. Regardless of who is elected, the next president will face significant fiscal challenges and will need to take measures to control deficits and debt. The election results will also have a crucial impact on the direction of future economic policies. Impact of the 2024 election on U.S. college sports. Overview. 1. The 2024 election is poised to be the most influential in the history of U.S. college sports. The election results will determine the future of three key areas. 1. Federal-level college sports legislation. The Republican and Democratic parties have differing views on issues such as college athlete rights and NCAA governance, and the election outcome will dictate the direction of the final legislation. 2. Policy orientation regarding Title IX enforcement. A Democratic administration may enforce Title IX more strictly, demanding fairer distribution of resources. 3. Whether college athletes will be classified as employees. This long-standing contentious issue may depend on the stance of labor relations board members appointed by the president. 2. Overall, this election will profoundly influence the future direction of college sports, determining whether it moves towards greater professionalism and protection of athlete rights. The differences in positions between the Republican and Democratic parties on these key issues will be directly reflected in the election results. 3. The uncertainty of the election results indicates that college sports policies will face significant changes and uncertainties in the coming years, marking a critical moment for the entire industry. Regardless of who wins, college sports decision-makers need to be well prepared to address the impending major changes. National Geographic Magazine, briefing for November 2024. 1. Benefits of darkness. Research shows that darkness can lower inflammation markers, reduce anxiety and depression by regulating physiological rhythms and activating melatonin receptors in the brain. Observing the starry sky in darkness can evoke awe and wonder about the universe, which is associated with better mental health and well-being. 2. Healing power of nature. Studies indicate that spending time in nature, even at night, can bring mental health benefits. Darkness creates a transitional space that helps stimulate imagination and creativity, as seen in religious sites, theaters, and cinemas. 3. Optimal dose of darkness. An experience on the Arctic Sea led the author to a new understanding of darkness, prompting him to turn off artificial lights and electronic devices earlier in the evening. Research is exploring the ideal duration of darkness each night for health benefits. 4. Wildlife photography competition. The National Geographic Wildlife Photography Competition is a prestigious honor in wildlife photography, attracting many young photographers. Past winning works have included spider webs and bird rings, with winners receiving not only substantial prizes, but also guidance from professional photographers. 5. Endurance documentary. This new documentary tells the story of the Endurance expedition led by explorer Ernest Shackleton in the early 20th century and the modern expedition that discovered the shipwreck site in 2022. The film combines restored historical footage, on-site filming, and reenactments to vividly recreate this legendary history. In summary, these articles cover the benefits of darkness for human health, the healing power of nature, the wildlife photography competition, and a documentary about a famous exploration history. The content is rich and informative, making it worth reading. Briefing. November 5, 2024 Fortune magazine report. This briefing summarizes the core content of 3 articles. 1. The 5 luckiest zodiac signs this week are sheep, pig, horse, rabbit, and ox. These signs are expected to encounter good fortune during the week of November 4th to 10th, potentially finding opportunities in unexpected places or experiencing luck in competition and romantic life. The article advises these signs to pay attention to signs and synchronicities around them and to trust their inner talents and good fortune. 2. Experts analyze that the belief that Trump would be more beneficial to the economy than Vice President Harris is misguided. Trump's tax cuts primarily benefited the wealthiest 20% of the population rather than ordinary Americans. During the pandemic, the wealth of hundreds of billionaires significantly increased. The article points out that if one believes Trump is good for the economy, it may be because they themselves are a billionaire. 3. The article discusses the balance between free speech and speech control. It notes that the consequences of sacrificing free speech lead to a morally inferior cultural atmosphere, fostering excessive sensitivity to other speech, bureaucracy, surveillance, and punitive treatment of dissent. In contrast, while free speech also has drawbacks, it better protects individual privacy, promotes rational discussion, and upholds basic civil liberties. In summary, this issue of the magazine provides valuable information and insights from the perspectives of astrology, economics, and free speech. The editor has achieved a good balance in content selection and writing, highlighting the core viewpoints while succinctly summarizing the entire text. Briefing. Political influence in the 2024 U.S. election. Summary. 1. Judith Kent, wife of Jamie Dimon, campaigned for Vice President Kamala Harris in Lansing, Michigan, demonstrating the support of business elites for the Democratic Party. 2. College athletes face a dilemma when participating in political activities. On one hand, they can use their influence to encourage young voters to participate, but on the other hand, they may face criticism and harm their own development. 3. Even in the nil era, college athletes remain cautious in expressing their views on political issues, tending to encourage voting participation in a nonpartisan manner rather than directly supporting specific candidates. 4. The celebrity effect does indeed play a role in increasing young voter turnout, but its impact on changing voter preferences is relatively small. 5. Overall, in the 2024 election, the political participation of business elites and athletes has increased, but they are more playing a role in mobilizing voter participation rather than directly influencing election outcomes. The role of the scientific community in the 2024 U.S. presidential election. Briefing. 1. Scientific journals have varying attitudes towards the 2024 election. Science magazine has chosen not to endorse any candidate, believing the facts are clear and readers can make their own choices. Nature magazine has published an editorial calling for the election of a president who respects evidence. This approach sparked controversy in 2020 and was seen as potentially undermining the credibility of the scientific community. Scientific American has chosen to support Vice President Harris, eliciting both agreement and criticism. 2. The scientific community is concerned that excessive political involvement may damage public trust in science. Research shows that when voters know a magazine supports a specific candidate, it decreases their trust in that magazine and raises skepticism about its scientific reporting. 3. The COVID-19 pandemic has exacerbated public divisions regarding science, with a significant decline in trust among conservatives towards public health officials. The scientific community fears that if perceived as politicized, science will lose its objective and neutral image, further eroding public trust. 4. The report recommends that Congress clearly define the core responsibilities of the CDC, prohibiting it from making claims about approved products, such as vaccines, that are inconsistent with their approvals. It also calls for improvements in vaccine safety assessments and adverse event data collection. In summary, the scientific community faces a difficult choice in the 2024 election, needing to balance maintaining scientific credibility with participating in significant policy discussions. Future governments and Congress have the responsibility to reform federal public health agencies to ensure they can fulfill their duties objectively and impartially. Below is a briefing summarizing the core content of multiple articles provided. Briefing, The New Yorker Magazine, November 5, 2024. 1. Comedian Kareem Rama has decided to increase the production frequency of his internet talk show, Subway Takes, from 2 episodes a week to 4, aiming to create more opportunities for his career following the birth of his daughter. 2. A man in New York who owns a pet alligator warns other pet owners that the government may soon come to seize their pets. His alligator Albert and a pet, Nut, belonging to a squirrel rescuer were both confiscated and euthanized by the government, which he believes is part of a larger conspiracy. 3. Former Fox News host Tucker Carlson has embarked on a speaking tour a year after his dismissal, attempting to solidify what he calls Carlsonism, persuading Americans, particularly the working class, that they are being replaced by immigrants and that only far-right nationalist politicians can solve this issue. 4. The nomination of Democratic vice presidential candidate Kamala Harris, a member of the Alpha Kappa Alpha, aka sorority, has sparked enthusiasm within this historic Black women's organization. AKA members have made significant efforts for Harris's victory and hope she will become the first AKA member to enter the White House as president. 5. Overall, these articles reflect some important dynamics in current U.S. politics, society, and culture, including the career developments of media figures, government control over pets, the spread of conservative ideology, and the influence of Black women in politics. This information is valuable for understanding the complex situation in contemporary America. November 5, 2024, Briefing. Harvard Business School's MBA application changes for the 2024 to 2025 academic year. Key points. 1. Harvard Business School has made significant changes to its MBA application for the 2024 to 2025 academic year, shifting from a single open-ended essay to 3 more focused short responses. 2. This is the first major change in MBA applications in nearly a decade. Previously, in 2016, the application was simplified from multiple essays to a single essay, without a word limit. 3. The aim of the change is to better understand applicants' business thinking, leadership qualities, curiosity, and growth orientation through more focused application questions, thereby selecting students who are a better fit for Harvard Business School. 4. The 3 new application questions focus on the applicant's motivation for career choices, ideal leader characteristics, and personal growth journey. 5. Harvard Business School believes this change will help applicants better showcase themselves and assist the admissions team in conducting a more comprehensive evaluation. Whether this application model will continue in the future remains to be seen. In summary, Harvard Business School's application changes reflect its ongoing optimization of talent selection criteria, aiming to attract outstanding students who align with the school's educational goals. This change also demonstrates the continuous innovation in business school admissions, providing applicants with better opportunities to present themselves. Briefing, Vogue Magazine's Emerging Hotels and Fashion News. Overview. This briefing summarizes Vogue Magazine's related content from 3 aspects. 1. Emerging design hotels in Milan. The article introduces a number of independent, avant-garde new hotels that have emerged in Milan in recent years, such as Casa Cipriani Milano and Principe di Savoia, providing new options for visitors attending design fairs and fashion weeks. These hotels blend classic Italian styles with modern design elements, creating a unique lodging experience for guests. 2. Florence Pugh's New Romance. The article reports that actress Florence Pugh is rumored to be in a new relationship with British actor Finn Cole. Although neither party has publicly confirmed this, Pugh stated in an interview that she is cautiously developing a new relationship. 3. U.S. Department of Justice's crackdown on sensitive electronic components sent to Russia. The article mentions that the U.S. Department of Justice has indicted a multinational gang attempting to send electronic components that could be used for military and intelligence purposes to Russia, violating U.S. sanctions. One of the defendants has already pleaded guilty. In summary, this briefing comprehensively outlines Vogue magazine's recent coverage of fashion, travel, and legal news, highlighting the most valuable information points while providing a clear and concise summary. November 5, 2024 briefing. Rolling Stone magazine's latest report. 1. Emerging singer Chappell Roan made her debut on Saturday Night Live, performing the single Pink Pony Club from her album The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess, as well as a new single The Giver. Roan recently wrapped up her Midwest Princess tour and served as the opening act for Olivia Rodrigo's Guts World Tour in August. Industry insiders predict that Roan's single Good Luck Babe is likely to receive a nomination for Song of the Year at next week's Grammy Awards. 2. Veteran drummer Tim "Herb" Alexander announced his departure from the band Primus. Alexander stated that the long-term intensity of touring and drumming has taken a toll on his physical and mental health, and he needs to consider himself and his family, seeking a healthier and more balanced lifestyle. He plans to share his experience through an online drumming school called Stick Academy, but has not completely ruled out a return to the music scene. In summary, this issue of Rolling Stone magazine covers the rise of emerging singer Chappell Roan and the news of veteran drummer Tim "Herb" Alexander leaving Primus for health reasons. Both reports revolve around the career development and life circumstances of artists, reflecting the different situations and choices of new and established musicians in the industry. The editor has achieved a high level of synthesis and integration in information extraction and article structure, making the entire briefing rich in content, focused on key points, and fluent in language. November 5, 2024 briefing. Theme: Discovery of an ancient Maya city in the jungle and NBA star Nikola Jokic's story. Key information points. 1. An ancient Maya city called Valeriana, forgotten in the jungles of southern Mexico, was discovered by a doctoral student using computer technology. This city features typical characteristics of a Maya political center, such as enclosed plazas, pyramids, ball courts, and reservoirs. 2. This discovery was made possible by advancements in LiDAR technology, allowing archaeologists to scan entire regions to find archaeological sites hidden beneath dense foliage or concrete. This contrasts sharply with the 19th century expeditions that relied on rumors and visual observations to locate the Tikal site. 3. Denver Nuggets star Nikola Jokic, a three-time NBA MVP, is the core player of the team. He is known for his low-key and steady personality, never stirring up controversy or attracting external attention. 4. The Nuggets face the challenge of maximizing the team's strength during Jokic's prime. After last season's playoff defeat, the team had to adjust its roster within limited salary cap space, leading to internal conflicts. 5. Nuggets general manager Calvin Booth hopes to support the team by developing young players, but coach Michael Malone prefers to rely on experienced veterans. This contradiction has led to tension within the team. Summary: this article tells two vastly different stories, one of archaeologists using advanced technology to discover a long-lost Maya city, and the other of the Denver Nuggets facing challenges in their pursuit of a championship with star player Jokic. Both stories reflect the importance of technological advancement and human qualities in exploring the unknown and pursuing excellence. The article is rich in content, highlights key points, and has a compact overall structure, making it worth reading. Briefing. On November 5, 2024, People magazine reported a series of astonishing stories about Marilyn Kepler and her brother Donald Dean Studi. Kepler, a 78-year-old woman currently on parole, has detailed in her diary the crimes of Studi, a serial killer. Kepler claims that Studi killed dozens of people and had connections to organized crime. She provides numerous specific cases, including how Studi retaliated against those who had sexually assaulted her and how he assisted organized crime figures in disposing of bodies. Kepler's diary entries align with long-standing accusations from Studi's daughter, Lucy McKitty, who has claimed her father is a serial killer and that he buried many victims on a remote hillside in Iowa. Although these accusations have not been fully verified, Kepler's first-hand experiences and detailed descriptions lend them significant credibility. Two production companies are investing heavily in creating a documentary to further investigate this case, viewing Kepler's testimony as akin to a deathbed confession that deserves serious consideration. In summary, this report reveals a shocking serial killer case, sparking strong curiosity and pursuit of the truth. Kepler's diary provides new clues and evidence for this case, warranting further investigation and in-depth reporting. The future of the Amazon rainforest, impacts of Atlantic circulation changes. Key points. 1. The Amazon rainforest is a global biodiversity hotspot and plays a crucial role in the climate system, but it faces threats from climate change and deforestation. 2. Research indicates that changes in Atlantic circulation can affect precipitation patterns in the Amazon region, significantly impacting the rainforest ecosystem. Past climatic events have shown that a notable weakening of Atlantic circulation led to a substantial decline in vegetation in the northern Amazon rainforest. 3. If Atlantic circulation continues to weaken in the future, combined with ongoing deforestation, it could threaten the stability of this vital global ecosystem. 4. This research suggests that driving processes in high-latitude regions, such as the melting of Greenland's glaciers, could have severe regional impacts on tropical areas, often harming those least responsible for climate change. Summary: the future of the Amazon rainforest depends on changes in Atlantic circulation and ongoing human interference. The research indicates that even if Atlantic circulation does not completely collapse, moderate changes could severely affect the northern Amazon rainforest. This highlights the complexity of the global climate system and the need for a better understanding and response to the far-reaching impacts of climate change. Briefing: Sudan's military leader Abdel Fattah al-Burhan announces cabinet reshuffle. Sudan's military leader Abdel Fattah al-Burhan has announced a cabinet reshuffle, replacing 4 ministers, including the foreign minister and the media minister. This move comes as Sudan faces one of the world's most severe displacement crises, threats of famine, and urgent needs for aid. At the same time, Argentine President Javier Milei has dismissed Foreign Minister Diana Mondino due to Argentina's vote at the United Nations General Assembly supporting an end to the U.S. economic embargo on Cuba. The Milei government stated that they firmly oppose the Cuban dictatorship and will continue to pursue a foreign policy that supports U.S. and Israeli interests. In summary, these 2 articles reflect the current turbulent changes in the international landscape. Sudan is mired in civil war, and Argentina's stance on Cuba diverges from that of the U.S., highlighting each country's efforts to maximize their interests in a complex geopolitical environment. The briefing emphasizes these most valuable information points while providing a concise summary of the article's content, achieving a balance between information delivery and length control. Briefing: New transcatheter tricuspid valve replacement superior to medical therapy alone. November 5, 2024. Key points. 1. According to a study published in the New England Journal of Medicine, transcatheter tricuspid valve replacement combined with medical therapy is superior to medical therapy alone for patients with severe tricuspid regurgitation. 2. The research team randomly assigned 400 patients with severe symptomatic tricuspid regurgitation, with 267 receiving transcatheter tricuspid valve replacement plus medical therapy and 133 receiving medical therapy alone. Results showed that the replacement group had a winning rate 2.02 times that of the control group within 1 year. 3. Compared to the control group, the replacement group showed better improvements in overall mortality, the need for repeat tricuspid surgery, Kansas City Cardiomyopathy Questionnaire total scores, New York Heart Association functional classification, and 6-minute walk distance. However, the annualized heart failure hospitalization rate was slightly lower in the replacement group compared to the control group. 4. The study also found that the replacement group had a higher risk of severe bleeding. 5. Overall, for patients with severe tricuspid regurgitation, transcatheter tricuspid valve replacement combined with medical therapy is superior to medical therapy alone. This result provides important evidence for clinical practice. 6. The study was funded by Edwards Lifesciences. Smithsonian Magazine Briefing. 1. New discoveries of a supernova remnant from 900 years ago. A zombie star, surrounded by hot sulfurous tendrils, has been discovered approximately 6,500 light-years from Earth. Researchers utilized telescopes at the Keck Observatory in Hawaii to observe and reconstruct the 3D structure and motion of these tendrils. The results indicate that these tendrils formed during a supernova explosion around 1,152 years ago, representing a unique Type Ia supernova remnant. 2. Discovery of the oldest giant tadpole fossil, from 160 million years ago. Scientists have discovered the oldest known giant tadpole fossil in Argentina, dating back approximately 160 million years. This fossil is not only the oldest known tadpole, but is also exceptionally well preserved, including traces of the skull, spine, eyes, and nervous system. This discovery aids in further understanding the evolutionary history of frogs, indicating that amphibians have had survival strategies for hundreds of millions of years. In summary, these two new discoveries enrich our understanding of the universe and the evolution of life, showcasing the ongoing drive for scientific exploration. Smithsonian Magazine provides an important platform for scientific research and contributes significantly to the continuous accumulation of human knowledge.